What's up, YouTube? This is another episode of Gabe Develasco's radio talk show podcast. Thank you again, and I'm here with the wonderful and new entrepreneur George Ruiz. Nice to finally see you again, bud.
It's great to be here, man. I appreciate you inviting me to come over here and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, for anybody out there that's watching, this is a new format for us. We actually have video, so for a while now I've been doing a lot of audio, just strictly audio and pictures and whatnot. And I thought, time to change it up a little bit. So let's go with the video. And right now, introducing Mr. George Ruiz. So, George, bro, I remember you were on the show the last time. How was it the first time when you were on?
I'd say it was about maybe about a year and a half ago, right? Yeah, definitely about a year and a half ago.
Yeah,
that was definitely a time Thor was here too. He's my brother, and we had a great time. I think it was around Christmas too, of 2015, and I think things were starting to get more of a full circle of like how things, I guess, on my end were coming along together, and I felt like I was at this point in my life where I really wanted to tell people that I had a reason now to tell people that I have something very valuable within myself, which I know I can make certain changes, and I really wanted to share it with the world. I really wanted to share my story, and I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that, especially with some really cool guys.
Yeah, like you've been doing a lot of changes since then. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it seems like nonstop, actually.
Yeah, nonstop working and really trying to develop yourself, and when I feel you on that. I've noticed that you've been going into business. How's that going?
Honestly, it's been going very well. I can honestly say I'm blessed beyond belief. Like, this is a whole new chapter in my life, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. Right now, what I do personally is I market for on internet and social media for local small businesses, usually in the field of realty, and more so is just something as my niche. And I've been blessed to have a couple clients now paying me a good amount of money, and this is only the beginning. This is only the start, and I can't wait to see the growth and the continual support I'll get from people.
Dude, that's sick. Business, that's not an easy thing to get into. A lot of hardships, a lot of hard work going into it. Being an entrepreneur is not an easy thing.
If you think about it though, nothing worthwhile in this life ever came easy, and I think that's one of the most important things that I've ever fully realized. And because of that, it made me accept, like, I understand no matter what we do in life, whether we work at McDonald's, whether we work at a giant ass company, you're gonna struggle anyway. So when I fully realized that I was gonna struggle, regardless of me living my dream and me not living my dream, I decided to live my dream because I knew I was gonna struggle anyway with it.
Right.
And honestly, I couldn't be happier, fully understanding and enveloping myself in this new lifestyle that I have created for myself.
Yeah, and I've been watching like your progression and how it's going, and I've been into it too, because like I've gotten back into skateboarding because of you. Thank you so much. I've started eating right, and everything in my life has been going well because of this guy.
I hope it means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah. I when I was 220 pounds, and when my girlfriend of 5 years broke up with me, and I was going through a tough time at that point, and I realized when I finally woke up that I can maybe inspire other people with my story. It gave me a lot of motivation and gave me a lot of courage and dedication.
Yeah.
To maybe one day, if I could do it, I can show other people that they can do it. And God has blessed me with the fact that I have done it, and He's given me the strength, and I'm blessed beyond belief. And and to hear you say that, it makes me really happy.
Dude, man,
It really
well,
does. Yeah.
well, I'm here, to speak the truth. That's what my channel's been all about. That's what this podcast has been all about, to let everybody know that even if you have like, a shitty life or whatever, it doesn't matter where you come from. You could still make it in life, like balling on a budget,
Yeah, no, I definitely tune in too. Whenever I listen and hear you speak, I get very engaged. I feel like you're actually in the room with me, which is really cool.
Aw,
Yeah.
shit.
cool,
Well, technically, I mean, literally, I'm in the room with him, so
Yeah, no,
that's
it's actually a real thing.
dude. So along with that, keeping your business, keep being fit, physically fit, mentally fit as well. I know you've been reading a lot of books. Can you tell me
I love. Well, I have to say, I absolutely love reading.
Yeah.
Speak
it loudly, man. Speak it loudly so the people
definitely.
can hear, because
honestly, like the very first book that I got into that made me question a lot of things was this book called The Alchemist.
Right.
And it's by an author named Paulo Coelho, and he's a Spanish author from Spain, and he wrote about this story of the young man had a dream. He realized he needed to go to the pyramids in Egypt.
Right.
So we traveled the distances. He met a lot of great people along the way that taught him a lot of valuable lessons. Of course, it wasn't easy. He almost died a few times, almost starved, all these different things, but he realized he needed to do it because there was a greater calling for him because of it. It gave him a reason, it gave him a mission, a purpose. And so he just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going for it no matter what. I'm already here anyway.
Yeah.
So he kept going, and he finally reached his goal, but the lessons he's learned along the way is the real gold that he found. The real gold that he found were the lessons that he had learned.
Along his journey.
Yeah. And that was the real treasure. And to me, even though he did find real gold at the end of the book, I feel like the real treasure came with all the amazing people he met along the way that he wouldn't have met had he not gone through such a advantageous journey.
Right.
He did, and it's amazing. Yeah.
Right, dude, that's sick. But as well from that, being mentally aware, mentally fit, like I said before, you're physically fit. What have you been doing to keep yourself really physically fit, looking good? I mean, you look great.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So
it's definitely a challenge. It's definitely because you wanna. I still have that fat boy mentality sometimes. So
dude, everybody has that fat. Dude. I mean, everybody looks at me, and I mean, this is not the first time people see me. I mean, but still, I say I'm a fat boy, and I feel you on the fat boy mentality. But I just want to say this before you go on. All right.
Go for it. This is your thing, man. I'm happy to be here.
What's up, guys? I hope you're enjoying the show so far. I just wanted to leave this little commercial about the music that we've been listening to during the podcast. See if you like it. If you do, check out this YouTube channel. Give it a like. And hey, man, free music for all. Have a good day, guys, and continue the show. Hope you enjoy. Bye. And we're back, and with a featured guest. What's up, Mr. Dumays, Bass Dumays? Rich homie Tyler came into the building. Sorry, we had to take a quick commercial break, but where were we? We were talking about us having
we were at the fat boy mentality.
Fat boy mentality, dude. Everybody has a fat boy mentality. I'm pretty sure Tyler right here has a fat boy mentality, and I was saying bro, we always have a fat boy mentality. But
what do you mean? What do you mean by fat boy mentality?
Dude, we love to eat, love to cook, love to. What?
I've always had not a fat boy mentality in my life. I've always had the opposite. I couldn't gain weight.
No, but still, we love food.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but we love food.
To be honest, coming from my perspective, I want to be real with you. My fat boy mentality was that I was gonna eat, and when I was gonna eat, I didn't know when I was gonna eat, so I scarfed my food down.
Yeah.
More than I breathed. I just when I ate, I didn't care. I didn't think about the calories. I didn't think about, oh, this food is not good for you. Oh, this meat is really cheap. I just all I thought was that looks good. I'm craving it. I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna scarf it down and then it's gone.
Dude, I remember.
That's that mentality I had, and I needed to change that. I really did.
Dude, I remember a long time ago, um, we were at your house,
Yeah.
back at your old house, and you made like the best like burgers, but with like such
Oh
bad
yeah, like I
meat.
said, I know, like yeah,
And-
just fat boy mentality. Yeah.
And I thought you were saying like pork quality burgers, but you were saying, nah, man, I'm gonna cook these amazing burgers with pork quality burgers, like make them pork quality burgers,
I
but
put
make them taste amazing.
eggs on it. I put
Dude, it was
cheese,
so good.
a lot of good spices.
Dude, Steak and Shake,
seasoning,
watch
bro.
out for your ass, cause Rich homie George, I mean,
Honestly though, I love cooking. Like
Dude,
I know
cooking is
I've
the
been
shit.
working in the restaurant business for about almost 5 years myself.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm almost 23 and I started when I was 18.
dude,
I started at Chipotle.
I guess you could say that, you know, I've been like working in the kitchen. I mean, here at home, I used to work at Chipotle, I used to work at Open Kitchen Cafe, but I really do like serving people food and really like working in the kitchen, making the people who eat my food really happy and
Yeah,
to
it's
overall
satisfying
enjoy
work.
it.
You know, it's something you could definitely be a little proud of. You know, for sure.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
I just saw bigger things for me. That's all. You know.
yeah, bigger and better things,
Yeah.
and that also means that it's never too late to change, and that's what this
Oh, for sure.
this whole
yeah.
podcast is all
I
about.
think even as a child, I never wanted to stay in a box. I always like to stay open and to something that'll, you know, rocket me into the next thing that I want to do. You know, the next thing I'll get into and hopefully become a master at. You know?
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah,
that's my
for
goal. I
sure.
want to be a master. You know, I want to master a craft and get so good that like people are scared of me. Like, I want to get so good people are afraid of me, afraid of my abilities. You know.
Dude, well, I mean, I don't know about skating. I mean, I'm
I'm
scared.
down
of
for skating, but I also live by a quote that I heard that you know, it really hit me hard because I really, you know, you know, we hang out together a lot. You know, we like to do a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
Different things. But you know, if you chase two rabbits, you're gonna catch none. And
Right.
that's you know that, you know, I hate to say that because, you know, for me, like, you know, I love doing a lot of things. But if I really want to be a master at a craft, I have to understand that I have to stick with at least one, like, you know, money type of like craft, and then just one type of hobby that I really love. And if anything, I need to focus on that hobby because, you know, that's, you know,
That's
I
your
want to be a
hobby.
master at it. You know, that's just how it is. You know,
that's your hobby.
exactly.
And I feel you on that because I'm the type of person that loves to do many things at once, more things than I could count on my fingers. And a lot of people know that about me, how I did martial arts, skateboarding, magic, and all of this other
Yeah.
bullshit.
Which is cool though.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I loved it when you did that, man. It was so awesome. Like whenever you would we would pull up in a party, you would whip out your cards and like blow everyone's minds.
Dude, I
And,
whip
like,
out
that-
my cards, not my dick.
You know what? And honestly, bro, like I admire that kind of personality that you have because you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about what other people think. You don't care, like,
Dude, back
oh,
then
like,
I
he does
didn't.
magic. Like, oh, he's a loser. Like, oh, he's weird. Like, no, you thought like, dude, check out these like really cool things that I can do. and you made it cool. You made it your own, and because you were passionate about it, you know, and your friends liked you, they supported you, and I supported you. I thought it was cool as hell, man.
Dude, honestly,
That's sick.
I just really wanted to freak the fuck out of people when I showed up at parties and being like, "Oh, look what
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
do."
and you had your reason. That was your reason. You
Yeah.
know, that's what you wanted to do. You know, and you went for it.
One of the main things that I want to know about, because you've recently, like, gung-ho got so far into this skateboarding. Like, you
Right.
really, like,
Right. Yeah.
you wanted to win it.
It's
You're in it to
honestly,
win it.
I'm in love with it. I'm addicted to it. That's for sure. I feel weird if I don't skate. At least once a day. Like I'm probably going to skate like right after you know,
The podcast.
everything's done. I'm probably gonna go to Hope Park and just shred a little bit.
Watch out for that old guy.
Dude, don't worry. Yeah.
He's a
That's
hater,
the
bro.
thing with
He's a
skating
hater.
is that you have to take these risks. I think because it's
Tell a
such
story about the old guy.
adrenaline rush.
Oh
That
man.
old guy, yeah. But no, it's you never know. Like you're gonna get kicked out. You might like run into like sketchy people. You might run into actual sketchy spots like that.
That'll
you can get
that'll
hurt
kill
at,
you
know.
more than what the other people.
Yeah,
kill
exactly.
you.
So it's like you always take that risk. But I think me as a skater, I love that. I
Right.
love that a lot. Yeah.
But why skateboarding? Like how did that come to be? Like why did you want to go back?
To be honest, there was and my friends who watch this right now too. One of my best friends, Jeremy Gamble. who actually he's getting married this November. And I'm
What?
going
Jeremy's
to,
getting married?
He's getting married. Yeah, I'm very happy and proud of him. I grew up with him. We knew each other ever since we were 4 years old. He was my next door neighbor. And my brother Thor, he started living with us when he was I think around like 7 or 8. And so my parents built a basketball court for us in our yard here in Loxahatchee.
Right.
And me, Jeremy, Thor, my best friend Brandon, and even Kiara sometimes, we would go to the basketball court and spend days on end, hours on end, skating.
Yeah.
As kids, as little kids. And I started skating. I got my very first skateboard when I was 2 months old from my nephew Brian. And well, obviously I could just call him cousin, but he gave me my first skateboard, and ever since then, like, I couldn't let go,
Damn.
And because of that, there's a picture of me with the skateboard, like, really happy. And so I put it in my bathroom every day, and I look at it, and I realize that's what I like to do, and that's what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Skating, you want to be pro.
Exactly.
You want to get in it.
It's like going back to that ex-girlfriend that, like, you just can't, like, stop thinking about, and, like, you realize, like, shit, if I'm gonna, like, just be like this for the rest of my life, I might as well just, like, fall in love with it. I might as well, like, go for it. It's just a no-brainer at that point. And that's what it became. It became a no-brainer. I realized, I miss those times. Skating days on them with my friends, going in to play Tony Hawk Pro Skater,
Skate 2.
Pizza. Yeah,
Oh
all
my
those games,
God.
dude. It was fun. It was like it's what made my childhood so, like, amazing at the time, with all the shitty things that were going on with it too. It's I owe skateboarding a lot, and I feel like it makes me the most me that I can be.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it keeps me on the ground.
I can honestly say that when like we see you skate, when a lot of your friends see you skate, it's like such a cool thing, because we see you do all these like bullshit tricks, and it's just
Dude,
it's just like we can't get mad because it's like it's already in there, but we see you how much you have fun. And like when you got back into skating, it reminded me of when you got me back into skating the first time when I moved up here.
Yeah.
Now, here's a little story for you guys. When I moved up here, a lot of skaters used to be here, like tons of skaters, but this was when I was leaving skateboarding because I wasn't good enough, and I couldn't.
Is this where you were skating with Chase and Preston?
Dude, this was a long time ago. This was when I first moved up here to West Palm. And yeah, I don't know if you know this, but like I quit skating after I saw all these other kids
get better.
Get better, skating and stuff. And then after that, I really wanted to get back into it because I wanted to be like them. I wanted to be, I thought it was like really cool. But I've always loved skating ever since I was like 9 years old and shit like that. But what really brought me to skateboarding here because of you was I saw how passionate you were, and it was when we were on that really huge mountain hill. Remember, like at like it wasn't like at like a dump site, but it had like it was at a park, and it had like a really long hill, and I remember you just bombing it and like doing all these crazy tricks, and I wanted to like do that. I wanted to go back and really kill it. And I don't know if you remember, you probably do, 15 years old. Remember when we were like 15, 14 years old?
Yeah, we would go,
or 16, and we would go to City Place and skate.
And actually, that's funny. He's here right now.
Tyler,
Tyler
dude.
with us.
This man right here was with us when.
And he was like a beast too. Like he was.
You were so fucking.
You were.
Good.
I think
you
at
were
that point
so
you were,
fucking
if not
good.
like better than Chase, because this was like when we were 16. Like this
dude.
Yeah,
you might have been like
Chase
14.
were, like he was still like he had like definitely a couple things off me. But I was that was like in the prime of my skating, like sophomore years, like
you were fearless.
I was
you were
I was doing
fearless.
big stuff then.
Yeah.
We all met because of skateboarding.
And do you remember those times where we would go to that abandoned
the dealership,
like
the car dealership. Oh
so
my
cool.
god, that's a story for another time. Oh my god, that was a
I remember there was like a little pole, and I put it on the angle down at the drop and board slided down.
Yeah.
and the flat ground there was perfect. It was it's really smooth, and really long. So just fucking.
Yeah, you like smooth and really long stuff. Yeah, okay, I hear you. All right, watch out for this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
That's like it's such skater like talk. Like
mentality.
I'm sure people who don't skate, you know, don't really find the value in something smooth and like, you know, that you could grind on or something.
Yeah.
They don't really,
Hey. But skating really, I feel like, saved all of our lives. You know, me, George, and Tyler. So like I was saying, skateboarding really was a savior, not only to me but to George, and I'm pretty sure Tyler, because not only did it save us from a lot of dark times, it kept me physically fit, kept George like amazingly physically fit.
Yeah. I would say skating percentage wise has to be like 40% of the reason why I became as fit as I am in a short amount of time, because I lost 85 pounds just in a year. Just in a year, and that was me just going to the parks to go run, going, you know, having a $10 gym membership and just going ham, even after work, before work, anytime I could, because, you know, I had a reason to, you know, like I said, you know, I just had that desire, I had that motivation, and I just went for it. You know, I said fuck everything else that's holding me back. You know, obviously, like I love everyone, but like, you know, anyone who holds me back, you know, I'm gonna say that, you know, no matter what negativity comes my way, like I'll just turn it into motivation if I can.
Right. So let me ask this: what made you want to change? Like change your body appearance, change how you really are,
Sure,
you know, how you think?
Definitely. So definitely looking at myself in the mirror, that's for sure. I didn't like the way I looked. I really just did not enjoy the person I was like that was looking back at me, and you know, I learned to embrace myself though. I learned to love myself, and I think that was the most important part, is that I realized I was worth it. And I needed to take care of myself, you know. And that's one of the main reasons.
If you don't mind me asking, what do you mean by like worth it? Like tell the audience
Sure, yeah.
when you say I am worth it.
Yeah, sure.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, so here's a perfect example. You're my best friend.
Right.
Well, I know you're worth it. I for a long time, you know, you've helped me, I've helped you, but why do I help you? Why do I do these things? Because I love you as a person. I think you're a great guy, and I support you all the way.
Right.
So if I'm that way to you and you're my best friend, then why am I not that way to myself?
Right.
So I started questioning myself like that. Like, I need to become my own best friend. I need to take care of myself. You know, just the way I take care of Gabe, just because of the way I take care of Tyler. You know, I hook myself up. I do what I got to do. I motivate myself. And at the end of the day, I'm very happy because, you know, that kind of makes me feel less alone, because I know I'm on my side. And if I'm not on my side, then I'm not going to succeed in anything I do.
Right. So would you say that with that motivation, thinking like, oh, you're your own best friend at times or all the time,
Yeah,
do you
especially
think,
in times where, you know, I really need it too.
right?
Yeah.
Do you think this is how you cope with the days that don't go so well?
You know, definitely, yeah. I would say that, you know, when there are days that, you know, don't really go too well for me, I have to ask myself really big questions. Like, first of all, if something is not going my way, I have to legit step back within my own self and be like, why is this thing happening to me right now? Is there something I can be doing to make this better, or is this a lesson I need to learn from? So there's always some growth within those questions. So I usually go towards those questions whenever I feel like I'm in a hardship. And because of that, no matter what bad thing I go through, that doesn't go my way or ruins my day in some way, or, you know, who would ruin like an average person's day, I look at it as a motivation, as a growth, as something I can learn from, as something that I can benefit from in some way.
Right.
And because of that, I never have bad days, because I know I'm learning and growing within those hardships.
So let's say somebody like comes up to you and like they're just really down in the dumps. What
Right.
would you say to them, you know?
To be honest, I would say nothing. I would say nothing to them, because I would want them to dish out everything that they have. Like, I would go, and I remember doing it to a lot of like people lately, is that I try to keep my mouth shut as much as I can. And I do this mostly a lot now, is that, you know, first of all, I have to understand, I don't know shit. Sometimes people just want to vent. They don't need advice. They don't need this. They don't need that. You know, they just need someone to listen to them, because obviously they're not getting it at home. They're not getting it with their with their
friends, their peers. Yeah.
So I tell them, whoever I'm talking to, listen, I'm here, like, no filter, just lay it out. Just lay it out. I'm all ears.
Fuck the Instagram, ain't no bullshit.
After I say that, I keep absolutely quiet.
Yeah.
And they tell me all the stuff that's been going on with them, and I do my best to listen. And all I do at the end of it is, if I can, I give them a hug, tell them that, I'm here, I'm happy that you I from them dishing out what they need to dish out, I then offer my service as it's my honor to hear what they have to say.
Right.
I give them value for them telling me for what they're going through. I say, once they dish out everything, I'm like, listen, I'm very grateful to you that you said this, and that you decided to come talk to me, and and for them, that makes them feel, I feel,
really,
it makes them feel, like, oh, okay, this person actually cares, this person actually listens. I think that's one of the coolest things I can offer.
I go about doing the same thing, and it's funny, so that everybody knows.
I actually learned from Gabe. I learned from Gabe. Yeah, you have great communication skills.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess that's like the Scorpio in me or whatever. I just love talking to people, just love talking Scorpio. In general.
Like astrology?
Like I'm really big in astrology, which a lot of people didn't know about that. I'm really big into astrology. My mother has taught me a little bit about astrology, and I wish she would teach me more, or it's my duty now to learn more. I really used this book that I like to think of as the permanent horoscope, and it.
Is that giant book that you have? Yeah.
It's like a giant book, and you guys will see it here in this commercial break what it is. And on this podcast, I'm gonna do segments on weekly birthdays, and I read out the horoscopes of the week.
That's cool.
For the
so we're
month
gonna be doing
stuff.
like a cool little like side thing during this interview.
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
I like that.
Yeah,
it's like how Jimmy Fallon or like all those Conan O'Brien, they have like little fun games that they play with their regular guests and stuff. That's cool.
Let the guests like interact and be like, whoa, what the fuck.
That's cool.
But
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that, and I thank you. And I just read up a lot about astrology and all that fun stuff. But going from that, I'm really curious, because all of us here love music.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, for sure. I think that was like the main reason why. If not skateboarding, it was definitely music, for sure.
Right. And we will talk about what music has inspired us right after this break. What's up, guys? I'm really big into astrology, as you guys already know, and featured in this podcast is the power of birthday stars and numbers, what I like to call my permanent horoscope book. If you're wondering where you can find this book, go online, check it out on Amazon, Google, Barnes & Nobles, anywhere your heart desires for books, anything like that. It's a really good book that tells about your sign, your secret self, your lovers, and it also has a panel for birthdays that you can potentially look for in people. So, if you really like the book, go check it out and have a good day. Please enjoy the show. Bye. I apologize, my viewers, but yeah, going to music, making this like super quick, I guess. Yeah. Like I said, music, we've been in the shits before. Music has really brought us back. I know I know that I rely on the Suicide Boys for bringing me back. But what music have you been listening to lately?
I'm gonna be going into a more serious tone for me right now, because I don't think you guys even know personally.
Right.
But I've been listening to a lot of Native American music.
Right.
For my whole life, growing up where I grew up, my parents, wanted to raise me the American way. They even like named me George instead of Jorge. And so the thing that was their goal is that they wanted me to become an American. They didn't want any ties for any Spanish culture. They didn't want me having, especially any ties for any native culture that I have. So growing up, I was like very alone, and I felt like I didn't have, nothing to, fall back on. I didn't even know who I was.
Right.
Now that I'm older, I'm actually an adult now. I'm going back to my roots. So I'm every day. The more I learn about who I am, I learn about my culture, I learn about my people. The more I feel in tune with myself. Right. And that's very important for me, because if I don't feel in tune with myself, like if I don't feel like, now I know. I have my ancestors looking out for me. I realize now that I have a lot of angels above me who are here, even right now, even in this interview, I feel them, they're in my veins, and it's, when I hear this music, it gets me into this spiritual zone,
right,
where I feel like, how skateboarding offers me that good spiritual zone, and I feel the same way. Yeah, it's like peace. It's like I feel the same way, like I'm back home when I listen to this music.
Right.
And not just like native North American, but I'm a native South American, and I'm a native Central American. But I listen more so music from South America. They're more so like a lot of instruments, and like they're pretty real down there. Like a lot of shit. Like they're the ones that got the Spanish first. Like they're the ones who got the white folks first. Like they come in and fuck their shit up. So they're really like rebellious, like in their music. But no, I don't hate. Whatever happened. I've learned to forgive. I've learned to forget. That's very traumatic things that my ancestors had gone through.
But you never forget where you.
No, I never forget
from.
where I come from. That's the thing. If you're not, no one else is gonna rock where you're from. No one else is gonna do it other than you, because you're a unique individual, and you gotta appreciate yourself. And I think that's, don't get me wrong, I listen to that really helps me out. But at the same time, I've been listening to a lot of good rap music, like Big Sean. Big Sean's been really helping me. I think for a year now, when I Decided came out. Kendrick Lamar is fucking amazing. Humble's great song.
Dude, man, we've been fucking with those guys for so long. I started listening to Big Sean because of you.
And Suicide Boys too. Suicide Boys. I got Gabe into Suicide Boys.
Wait, you got me into Suicide. Yeah. I got you into Suicide Boys because I've been listening to them.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah, that's really what happened.
Alright, yeah, I think. Okay, yeah.
I've been listening.
I think it's just because like I was getting into Keith Ape.
Yeah.
And like Rich Jigga and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because of that, I found them, or like that you introduced into me, and I think that's the reason why, because like it was during that time we were getting into that.
Dude,
that type of music.
I remember like the time where I listened to the Suicide Boys so much, you were just all like, oh, well, fuck, Gabe's gonna listen to the Suicide Boys, time to get annoying. Shit like that. And I'm just like, oh, man, do I really listen to them, that much? But I honestly do. But I love them, because they're, I mean, I already told George what they're about, and you saw the No Jumper interview, and you saw
they're really cool guys.
Yeah.
Really like down to earth. If you ever heard about the Law of Attraction, that's what they said they were doing, and really getting into The Secret, and that's what me and Gabe have actually been doing like a lot. We're diving deep into The Secret, Law of Attraction, learning about a lot more stuff that will get us where we want to be. It's so cool.
You guys are the attraction, so you guys are sexy. But I love it, each and every one of you, and I appreciate so much that that you tell us, what you've been listening to and how it makes you feel. Like, well, how does it make you feel listening to all this like ragey rap music? And
honestly, it gives me a lot of motivation. Like it, like not only are the lyrics like pretty like mind blowing, like some of that, if you really listen to what they're saying, it's so fucking real. It's so fucking like mind blowing, beautiful like lyrics. But the thing with me is that when I hear it, it gets me pumped up. It gives me energy. It gives me like, okay, I'm in it. Here I am. I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
As opposed to growing up, I used to listen to a lot of like death metal, hardcore, post-hardcore, pop punk, and I realized it made me feel, when I listened to that kind of music, it made me feel like
alive. Would you say?
Yeah, no, it made me feel like I was less alone in the set, and at the same time, it made me feel like I had a purpose, like all the shitty things I'd gone through in and relationships.
I was gonna say
like,
it's very relatable music.
it's very relatable music, and I love it. I love it to this day. It's made me who I am, and I never, I always go back to it if I ever feel like it. Like Pierce the Veil, they really helped me out, like growing up, especially. I love Pierce the Veil. Vic, if you're watching this, or if anyone from Pierce the Veil sees it, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys literally saved my life. I owe the world to you guys. Hopefully one day I'll meet you. But, so no, I love post-hardcore and like all that stuff, but just for right now as an adult, I need to be in an environment, I need to be in a zone where I need to be engaged. If that makes sense. I need to be in it, and that just kind of like, I resonate with a lot of like music like that, but at the same time, I need to be resonating with a lot of music that gets me going into the next level, into like, this is where I need to be, and it gets me that adrenaline pumping, like gets me going.
So, what lyrics or what verses have you heard from music that really have inspired you? I think I know one.
Yeah. Post Malone said something like very recently. I put it on my Facebook. It's like I like totally hit me, but it made so much sense. Like it's he says, "How can I make sense when I got millions on my mind?" And that fucking
it blew your mind.
'Cause I always thought like it meant just like as in like pennies, cents, not like the coins like that. I never even looked at it that way.
Yeah. But like, and it's funny. I looked at it when I first listened to it.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like I actually, because I've been reading so much like books about like how to be a billionaire and all these different things. Like I thought of it as like, oh, like he doesn't make sense because he's got millions on his mind. Like that's why people don't understand why he does the things that he does.
Right.
Because he's on a different playing field. He's playing to become a millionaire. He's playing to become this. So he does things and says things that'll be like, different from an average person with like saying these things.
Post Malone was actually in a metalcore band in high school. Like,
he's a cool guy.
Now he's doing like a whole different ball game and becoming like incredibly well known for it and becoming one of the best in the game.
Honestly, I would like to see you doing something like that. Like
dude,
I could see you being in a rap game. Dude. Yeah, for sure.
You're in a heavy metal band, heavy hardcore band, which I do want to interview one of these days. So gather them up, and bring them over. We'll have a few
all
beers.
About it, man.
Fuck yeah. Going off with like the whole lyrics,
Big Sean, I can name
blessings
like,
on blessings on blessings on blessings.
That too, but like Big Sean's I think it was either Sacrifices or it was Moves.
Gotta make
dude,
moves.
Those songs right there, like, or even Sunday Morning Jetpack, like that.
I haven't heard of Sunday.
It's a song you listen to when you feel like you look back on the old person who you used to be, who like was crying, who was.
Dude, that sounds like me.
It was like those very moments in your life where you feel like you feel so down that you couldn't feel more down.
Yeah. And
then you realize like you're at a point in your life where everything is the exact opposite, where you have everything, and like you wish that someone would have been able to go back in time. And like like Big Sean says, give him that jetpack, when he felt like he was going nowhere, like things weren't working out for him. He can go back in time and just tell himself like it's gonna be okay. Just stay what you're doing, do what you do, and you'll get there eventually. And I like that a lot. Exactly. It's like
I feel you with that, George.
So like chill. Like when I listen to him, I'm just like in a good like positive.
Post Malone.
Post Malone, yeah.
Dude, he's a very.
A lot of like these new age rappers, I believe that they have that mentality. Like they have that go getter mentality, and I like that. It attracts me, especially from what I'm trying to do now.
Dude, like anyone can like get that hit song, dude. It's just a matter of if you're gonna make it or if someone else is gonna make it.
Exactly, and I think the thing is, it's more about the hustle. It's more about.
For sure.
Like those guys work every day. To make music, to put it out there to begin with, because people.
Or else they don't eat. They're like, this is what I want to do.
They're just like, if I'll die if I don't make it.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like how like the Suicide Boys were in like No Jumper. Yeah. Speaking about them, I do talk about them a lot. I'm sorry, but not sorry. There's a verse that Scrim, he always says. Well, he doesn't always say it, but he said in this his song Venom.
Yeah.
And it relates to me a lot, and it's just simple words. If you got business, motherfucker, let me know. Oh my God, when I hear that shit, Yo,
Yeah.
I go hard because now I'm in that mindset of, because you taught me how to be like how to be like a businessman in a sense and really reap what I deserve. Anybody who's in the way of anything, if you don't have business with me, get the fuck out of the way. I'll get back to you
I mean,
later.
not in the sense that money. It's just like
Right.
like even like right now, like
But
I
to
hang out
work
with
on
you.
myself.
I don't hang out with you because you give me like you give me value, but you
Right.
give me value in the sense that I'm happy that you care about me and I care about you,
Yeah.
and that we're friends together, and then you were open to the fact that we can do stuff like this,
Right.
and that gives me like tremendous value. Like I'm happy. I value our friendship very
Dude,
much.
and I appreciate that so much. And I don't want people to get things twisted. When I said those lyrics, if you got business, motherfucker, let me know who. It just makes me so pumped up, and it makes me like just want to move out of like that bullshit and like go with success. And that's what I really wanted to project.
Yeah.
But on that topic, so this probably goes a little bit with music, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you deal with people trying to bring you down?
Oh, that's, to me, actually, I'm so blessed that I can say that's easy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lately there's not a lot of people in my life that I allow in my life that'll ever bring me down. But if there is, like I said earlier, I look at it as an opportunity to grow. I look at it as, why is this person trying to push me down so bad? Am I excelling so hard and showing off so much that like it's making people so jealous, so afraid of me in some way, that they feel like they need to take time out of their own day just to try to bring me down to get on like their level. And I realize, I understand misery loves company.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to not be alone. And I feel bad for those people trying to bring me down. So in a sense, I never look at people trying to bring me down as a bad thing. I look at it as something I feel sorry for them.
Well, I have a theory on how, you should never feel down about yourself and never let anyone else feel down about yourself, because like the people who you stay close to and you keep around, you interact with every day, those people you should won't try to ever bring you down. And then once you come across those people who you're not very close with, who do try to bring you down, their opinion doesn't matter to them.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just another person you see during the day. Maybe it's a rude customer at work, or like something along those lines. You're never really gonna care because those people aren't even in your life. You probably never see that person ever again.
Exactly.
So true, yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're not in your life for a reason, It says, yeah.
And that's the best way to like really, like get around that,
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I've had
a good perspective, like for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I've had so many people like try to influence me with their like bullshit and stuff like that when their opinions like didn't really matter.
You gotta drop them.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
There's
I'm not talking about like family members, per se. I'm talking about like people that I meet.
That I feel like is like fucking retarded, and I would just be like, you know what, man, I feel like that's awesome, and
you got it, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be there all the way. Yeah.
So
Hell yeah.
let me ask you guys this. I mean, you guys could jump on the same questions, or you guys could have either or. So what pieces of advice would you give people out that are struggling with their successes? Maybe people saying, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Maybe life just fucks them over one day, like what would you tell them? And the second question is, how's the love life going for you guys? Because we gotta go into this because I know
it's hard to keep relationships or any type of love life.
It's a big topic.
Yeah, I know, and we should have addressed this like before, but
it's totally fine. Going with your first question, I would say first of all, like what we were saying earlier, like first of all, you shouldn't even have anyone in your life trying to bring you down. You should try to create a good support system for yourself, a good group of friends, a good team, because no matter how much we want to do things on our own, we're not going to get there alone. There's always going to be people that help you get to where you want to go.
Right.
Honestly, you got to pick and choose what you give a fuck about.
Right.
You got to pick and choose, because the book I read called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck capitalized on that fact. is that you can legitimately choose what to give a fuck about
Mhm.
if you really want to. And it's more about overcoming, like, you know, your natural, like, human instincts,
Mhm.
and really, like, stepping back and saying, like, okay, listen, this person is trying to bring me down. This I got a F in my grade. You know, start thinking in your head instead of becoming a victim of circumstance. Become a person of opportunity.
Right.
Become a person that looks at things, no matter how bad they are, as an opportunity either to grow, succeed, or learn from.
And I feel like this podcast that I'm doing is like my opportunity. You know,
For sure, yeah. I mean, if you love doing it, that's the thing. Who cares what anyone says or if you don't get any success from it,
Mhm.
because you are successful because you are doing what you love.
Yeah, it's
When
passion.
you do what you love, yeah, it's a passion. And I'm a firm believer that it's not you, it's not the world trying to see what you can get from the world. It's what you can offer the world.
Right.
You know, and when you find a passion with you giving something to the world that you think has value, that you know has value, then you're fulfilled. You're successful. Because not a lot of people can say that. They make hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, a lot of people, but they're probably making the world a shittier place.
Right.
You know, and they're not successful in my eyes. You know, maybe to the world they got some fancy toys and stuff like that, but at the end of the day they feel shitty. They don't even know who they are as people. They're gonna wake up one day with full of regret. It's just bound to happen, and that's not for us, you know.
Exactly. You know, we have to be humble, like what Kendrick Lamar said. You know, being
It's
humble
true.
and stuff like that. You know, and I really truly appreciate that. With, like, you know, that being said, I really truly do appreciate it, because this podcast is for people who if they feel like that, they don't, because at least somebody's listening in, at least somebody is there for them, or know
Honestly,
what they're about.
Whoever is watching, you're not alone. Nothing in life can ever bring you down, because when you realize that your love is stronger than your fear, when you change and really fully understand that, nothing can get in your way. Absolutely nothing. And that's the truth. Because love overshadows your fear at that point.
Right.
You know.
And what about the love life? You know, how can that like relate?
Sure. Yeah.
You know?
I mean, me personally, I got out of a 5-year relationship, and for me that was like one of the hardest things. I would say to this date, probably the hardest thing I have ever had to go through. I'd never had to invest like 25% of my life into a person, and you know, and that's, you know, like a lot of like, you know, it's life, it happens, I understand, but going through that, I'm blessed. Like, I don't look at it as like something bad. Well, because I was in this 5-year relationship, because I invested so much of my time, my love, and patience, literally everything that I had, that I could possibly give, that wasn't money, I realized that, you know, this whole love thing wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for me right now. It's not in the cards for me. You know, I have an amazing mother, an extraordinary father, who love and take care of me, but now it's my turn.
Right.
It's my turn. I love them because I love them so much. It's my turn to give back, and, you know, don't get me wrong, like, I still meet up with a couple beautiful women from time to time, and
because you're young,
just hang out. You know, I'm a guy at the end of the day. That's what I do.
Yeah.
It's not like you're just gonna jerk off in bed for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I'm gonna, like, just jerk off for the rest of my life. You know? I'm still a guy, you know. So I want to have an amazing wife one day, and I want to have beautiful children, maybe like 10.
Yeah.
So maybe even just like a couple wives. You know, I don't.
Couple wives, that's intense. I don't know about that.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
I'll probably talk to you about that like after the podcast.
No, it's I just don't think it's in the cards for me right now. Love, and commitment. But what is in the cards for me right now is getting good enough in what I do to one day attract the woman of my dreams.
Right.
Yeah, I want to, because it's not what that woman can offer me. It's what I can offer to that woman.
Right. And I actually feel you on that on so many levels, because that's why I try to like progress and lose weight and be the person, like a better person than who I am, because
Yeah.
I know that if I'm going to take care of a family, no woman is going to want me at my current state if I don't have like a successful job, or
Right.
if I
So
can't
it's like if you
support,
can't take care of yourself,
if
like
I
how do
can't
you expect like
exactly
to take care of family? Yeah.
exactly, and it's a very like it's a very physical and mental, not strain, but something that you have to like worry about when the time is right. And I really truly respect that, and I just truly appreciate that. And I just want people to no, excuse me, really think about it like this. They're going to love you for you no matter what. Don't rush into things. If you're going into a new relationship, don't do what I did and rush into things, or don't let some women manipulate you into buying them things or getting into a relationship, because that's what happened to me and my relationship. I was manipulated into the relationship, and nobody could make you do anything. It's only if you want to. It's only you're doing. So for all my listeners out there, please,
The main problem is that people go looking for it instead of.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
happening,
people, what Tyler said, a lot of people go look for it. If you guys can't hear Tyler, I got you, bro. I'll repeat it.
I'm so sorry, dude.
Nah, it's alright. It's alright. I love you anyway. See, that's my love life. I love you, man. No homo. But I truly appreciate both of you guys. I want you guys to know that. And to end off the podcast, I want you guys to tell me in your honest words, how did the vision of me, like me coming back to reality, affect you both?
Okay.
Let's go with Tyler first and leave George
What do
for
you mean
last.
exactly? Like,
I think maybe I should step in so he
so?
can get a clear idea of what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go ahead.
So for me, it took me a really long time. I would say I came back to who I am as a person, because like a good a portion of my life was, like I said, with my ex of 5 years.
Right.
So in between, I kind of lost who I was as an individual.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, it's like I was gone. I wasn't the same George that everyone knew and loved and like all that stuff. I was just a different person.
You guys spend like a lot of time.
Oh, a lot of time, dude. I was over.
Yeah,
I
I
almost
remember.
lived at her house for 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like but so I came back, and when I finally came back,
I was going through some shit.
Yeah. Gabe was going through some shit, and that's what it means, is like coming back to who you really were, that made you happy, that made you into the person that everyone loved and that you loved.
Okay.
And so when you came back, at this point I had already been like 2 years deep into it.
Yeah.
Into coming back and just pretty much knowing what I have to do in order to get to where I want to be. And in that sense, to me, it actually makes me almost want to cry, because it's like, we're back. Like after 10 years of hanging out, after going to raves, after doing all these crazy adventures,
Yeah.
out of adulthood, we're still back. We're back to where the stuff that made us happy, the stuff that's made us want to do things, our motivation. It's like we still have that teenage charisma, but we're adults.
Yeah.
And it's so great. It's like a good combination. It's like from there on, it's like now what are we gonna do in order to skyrocket ourselves further and beyond what we think we never thought we'd go.
And we like to we like to say these words, building an empire, but leading by example.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
you gotta show people.
Exactly.
You gotta show people. You can't tell them.
Because I feel like back in the day, I knew that I was sure of a lot of things, and that's why a lot of people came up to me for advice, and a lot of people came up to me and like really liked me because I seemed wise. I seemed aware. And when I lost that side of me, like, man, I hated myself so much. But I'm so glad that I'm Excuse me.
Yeah, you're
I'm
back.
glad. Yeah, I'm
you're
back.
dude.
I'm back in the saddle,
and honestly, like even to this day, even though it's been 2 years since I've quote unquote been back to who I was.
Yeah.
I think me personally, I haven't fully come back, and I think it's a process to fully it's like a step-by-step process. It's almost like a weekly, monthly thing that you start noticing things about yourself that, and maybe is not so much getting back, but getting better.
Right.
Getting better. Like it's like we're the same people who we were even 2 years ago when we were like, still sleeping and still just doing our own thing.
Yeah,
like not caring too much.
Awake. Yeah.
Yeah, but now that we're awake, we have the best of both worlds. And on top of that, we're still growing because time is never stopping. It's always moving forward.
Right.
So it's like we're just continuously like growing on the fact that we're back, but we're learning so much more and becoming better people from it.
Right.
Yeah.
And dude, just like hearing those words and knowing like how you really like felt at that moment, really does mean a lot to me, because I do tell people,
because you're happier now.
Yeah,
aren't you?
dude,
Like, it just makes sense.
I mean, I'm continuing my podcast.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting job requests. Like I'm requesting jobs and getting job requests. I'm doing it big. I'm doing what I want to do, what seems fun
like
for
one
me.
Of your favorite things that I said that stuck with you is progress, not perfection.
Progress,
so
not
true,
perfection.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
like even this podcast. We might not have the best equipment, we might not have the best lighting or anything like that, but it's progress.
Exactly.
That's all it is. It's not trying to perfect things.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people like about this podcast, and of course it's going to get better from here on out, and I just wanted to give this a try. I don't mean to cut this off short, or cut off your answer or what you thought of me about coming back, but I have a special place for you in the next upcoming episode. In the next upcoming episode, when I interview Existence Has Failed and Culture, what was it?
Counterculture
Collective. Yeah, Counterculture Collective. Yeah, say that 5 times
that's
fast.
A cool name.
Well, you can say you didn't want Counterculture Collective.
Yeah.
That's just more like
a brand new shirt company coming outside of Loxahatchee, Florida. But in any case, I'm glad you guys listened. My name is Gabe Develasco, and I'm here with George Ruiz, successful entrepreneur, and my friend Tyler Niggy Dumays, who just came in out of nowhere. T Sizzle.
Look out for him.
Look out for his fresh album.
2017.
Yeah. And I just want everybody to know that no matter what it is, progress, not perfection, and no matter what you do in life, may you do it to the best of your ability. Okay? And that I'm always here, and we love you. Right?
Yeah. You're not alone. We're gonna get through this together. We're gonna keep going forward, and then there's nothing gonna stop us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So until next time, Gabriel Develasco signing out.